What if I told you that you only need 10 quotations to answer any Macbeth exam question? This is not a shortcut or a cheat, but a deep structural understanding of how Shakespeare embeds his themes. Most students drown in a sea of revision guides, memorizing 40 disjointed lines with no connective tissue. The secret is that Shakespeare uses recurring metaphors like clothing, blood, and sleep to build his tragic argument. Here is the first domino. Fair is foul and foul is fair. The witches chant this in the opening act. This single line is not just about weather. It is the play's moral DNA being unzipped right in front of you. It predicts a world where values are inverted, where the beautiful is ugly and the truth is a lie. Macbeth echoes this inversion in his very first line. So foul and fair a day I have not seen. Without knowing it, he has already joined the witches' frequency, tuning his soul to their static. This is a dopamine spike. Shakespeare is telling you Macbeth is doomed before he even meets his wife. You can use this quotation to smash any question on deception, evil, or the supernatural. Now, let's talk about ambition and the quote that is almost always misread. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition. Notice the horse metaphor. Macbeth pictures himself as a rider who cannot control the beast beneath him. He admits he has no justification to kill Duncan. He is riding a horse that will fall and crush him. The word vaulting is genius. It implies a leap over an obstacle, but also a complete lack of balance. This is the perfect quote for any question about fatal flaws or the psychology of a tyrant. Payoff incoming. The theme of blood is not just about guilt. It is a physical cosmic stain. Lady Macbeth believes a little water clears them of the deed. A little water clears us of this deed. She is catastrophically wrong. This is dramatic irony, because we know the stain is invisible and permanent. Flash forward to her sleepwalking, and she screams, "Out! Damned spot! Out, I say!" The spot is the size of a pinprick, yet it has expanded to fill the entire universe of her mind. Macbeth matches this with his oceanic terror. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No. He answers his own rhetorical question. He knows he has poisoned the entire world. Use these two blood quotes together for a grade 9 analysis of guilt and psychology. Next, dopamine spike. The Porter scene is not comic relief. It is a theological earthquake. When the Porter pretends to be the gatekeeper of hell, he is telling the truth without knowing it. Macbeth has just murdered sleep in the room above, and the castle has literally become hell's lobby. Shakespeare uses the Porter to discuss equivocation, the act of lying with half-truths, right in the middle of a regicide. This is a structural masterpiece. The knocking at the gate is the outside world trying to wake the castle up. Now for the theme of masculinity. Lady Macbeth demands, "Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here." She wants to remove her femininity, which she wrongly associates with weakness and pity. She equates cruelty with manhood, filling her veins with direst cruelty and thickening her blood. Macbeth agrees with this toxic logic. He tells the murderers that to be men they must kill Banquo. Yet the truly masculine figure is Macduff, who cries, "I must also feel it as a man," when he learns of his family's stir. Macduff proves that true manhood lies in emotional honesty, not violence. That is the grade 9 counterpoint. Clothing imagery is another goldmine. "Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?" asks Macbeth when he becomes Thane of Cawdor. He feels like a fraud wearing a giant's clothes. The role does not fit him. Angus confirms this at the end. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief. The robe is not just clothing. It is the body politic of Scotland, diseased and ill-fitting. Shakespeare contrasts this with the theme of sleep. Macbeth does murder sleep, the innocent sleep. Sleep is a bath, a balm, a great nature's second course. Macbeth has stabbed the very process of healing. He will never sleep again. This is a psychological death sentence before the physical one. Lady Macbeth sleepwalks, acting out the trauma. She is asleep but never resting. This leads us to nihilism. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow is the most dangerous speech in the play. Macbeth says life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. This is the logical endpoint of his ambition. If you kill the king, you kill meaning. But do not be fooled. The play is not nihilistic. The restoration of order is the ultimate payoff. Macduff enters with Macbeth's head on a pole. This is not just gore. It is a symbolic decapitation of tyranny. The time is free. Malcolm invites us to the coronation at Scone. Order, health, and legitimacy return. The play ends with a mirror held up to King James I, the audience in 1606, and to you right now. You are the final judge of whether ambition has a place in a moral universe. Here is the ultimate dopamine spike. You now have the 10 quotes that form the spine of the entire play. Fair is foul, vaulting ambition, borrowed robes, murdering sleep, the porter's hell, unsex me, the damned spot, Neptune's ocean, Macduff's grief, and tomorrow. If you can link these 10 quotes to the 4 themes of inversion, guilt, manhood, and order, you can answer any question. You are no longer just reading a play. You are deconstructing a 400-year-old machine of tragedy. Save this before your exam. Watch this video again the night before, and walk into that hall armed with a structural understanding no one else has. The difference between a grade 6 and a grade 9 is not how many quotes you know, but how deeply you connect them. Now, pick up your pen, open your anthology, and find the threads. The tragedy is waiting for you to untangle it. Save this before your exam.